of concert tickets for the best entry because I'm a married man. Happily married man. I got a bunch of babies and I got a bunch of animals. So I might be sending my videos too. It's an all call, y'all. Get out the camera, shoot some videos, or take a photo of those creatures and those animals. There is not a time limit.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Today is Wednesday, September 21st. Well, thankfully, both drivers walked away from a fiery crash late last night on U.S. Highway 95. This offset head-on collision was a result of a driver falling asleep at the wheel.
Just before midnight last night, we were dispatched part of a task force assignment, which means that there was apparatus from 3 separate departments. Beatty, Amargosa, and Prompt Fire Rescue responded to the report of a 2-vehicle accident, significant damage between a pickup truck and a semi. The initial reports were the semi truck was a fire, and also that the other vehicle involved was split in half. So it appeared to be a significant issue. The task force assignment was dispatched. Apparatus responded. Amargosa's local. Amargosa Fire Chief arrived to find the semi-truck, in fact, fully involved. Well, mostly involved. The tractor part was fully involved, and it extended to the box trailer, and the first half of that trailer was compromised by the fire. The impact in the fire had caused that trailer to pretty much kind of fold almost in a third. So the rear of it was off the ground to a certain degree. The other vehicle, which was separated by about 40 to 50 yards with a significant debris field between the two, was found with significant damage that most people would think that someone wouldn't have survived that type of collision. In fact, in both cases, the drivers of each vehicle were mostly uninjured. They didn't require to be extricated, and they were assessed by Beatty ALS, which is Advanced Life Support, and we stood down anything else that we needed out there. Amargosa took care of the fire suppression and incident command. My responsibility was pretty much the investigation, just make sure from a DEM perspective that there was no hazardous material stored on that truck, and Beatty handled the EMS aspect. So overall, everyone did a great job, and the outcome is really what's important, and is the fact that there was no serious injuries. Potentially one of the drivers may have fallen asleep, crossed over the center line, and then impacted the other vehicle. And in doing so, the impact wasn't a direct head-on, but it was an offset head-on, which is probably what saved both their lives. There's usually a manifest that's maintained by the driver in the cab of the truck. That manifest describes the nature of the materials. It doesn't describe each package, but it describes the nature of the materials. There's also a secondary visual, which would be placards if there was reportable quantities of hazardous materials stored on that truck. It does not capture non-reportable quantities of hazardous materials, so we still have to be very careful. But in this case, because the cab was so well involved in fire, we had not a manifest to reference. The driver did not speak English, but through an interpreter we determined that most of the materials appear to be food related and therefore not hazardous. However, just in general terms, the nature of the cab burning, the materials that make up a cab and the trailer are still hazardous for respiratory. So we needed to make sure that everybody had SCBA, took the necessary precautions. So there was a significant debris field. There were pieces and parts scattered for about 40, 50 yards. And by the time you get the fire under control, get the appropriate size tow equipment out there to tow not only the trailer but also a completely consumed tractor, and then of course the other vehicle that was involved. So yeah, it was a significant effort. NHP managed it well, had everything closed down for everyone's safety, and it was overall a successful outcome, which could have been much different than that. Drowsy driving, just pull over to the side of the road and take a nap, but make sure if you do, you're well off the roadway. Don't park exactly on the shoulder, try to move off, and let your friends, relatives, someone know that you're actually doing that so they don't worry unnecessarily also. But avoiding that unnecessary type driving is going to save lives, and in this case, it could easily have taken 2 lives.
Well, Nevada Highway Patrol Trooper Carlos Rivera and Fire Chief Scott Lewis tells about a crash which involved a rollover Tuesday afternoon on the highway.
Yeah, so yesterday we dispatched for a report of a two-vehicle accident in the area of Blossom Ranch and 160. As crews arrived on location, they found one vehicle overturned resting on its roof and a second vehicle jackknifed with a small utility trailer attached. Our assessment, or actually our initial dispatch, reported that the people were trapped in this accident. The initial assessment completed by the crews found that there was no entrapment, that both had successfully self-extricated out of the vehicles. And while there were injuries, one was transported from the scene, the other one refused medical, despite the fact that he had some obvious injuries, but they didn't appear to be serious. It was a T-bone type collision, significant impact, significant damage sustained by both of the vehicles, but again, very fortunate situation that it wasn't worse. We assisted NHP with the on-scene investigation and then cleared without incident.
Well, unfortunately, we have a motor vehicle crash here at 116 Blossom Ranch, and we had a white vehicle that was attempting to cross eastbound across 160 on Blossom Ranch, and there was a blue Toyota vehicle that was traveling northbound, and the white vehicle crossed in front of the blue vehicle. Right now, everything is preliminary on the investigation. We do have one that was transported here locally to Desert View Hospital here in Pahrump. Well, right now, until we're complete with our investigation, and once we find who's at fault, then we will be taking the proper enforcement action right now. Right now, at this time, I do not have any kind of number count right now, but I do know that we did have one that was transported here locally.
And yes, that was Nevada Highway Patrol Carlos Rivera, who is now back on the force. Locals remember Rivera was a longtime sergeant here in Pahrump and also a coach. Staffing shortages urged the officer out of retirement. He's mostly working in Beatty, but you can see him on occasion here in Pahrump. He says that he missed his police work. Welcome back, Carlos. Well, a crash at a casino today caused damage to a sign and 2 cars. Luckily, it was minor and the driver escaped injury.
So we get dispatched for a report of a vehicle into a building. As crews arrived on location, we in fact found the nose of a vehicle up against the exterior wall surface on the east wall of the large casino. Our investigation revealed that there was no entrapment. In other words, the person was not trapped in the vehicle, and that driver was successfully got out on her own. It was ambulating or walking around the scene. We assigned our medical crew to do a quick assessment and make sure she wasn't injured and that she didn't want to go to the hospital. While the engine company and I went and basically assessed or checked the building, we found that it was non-structural. In other words, it was superficial exterior wall surface. The investigation revealed that the vehicle was initially in a parked position, most likely placed in an incorrect gear, accelerated, knocked over a sign used for handicap parking, went between a light standard and struck another unoccupied parked vehicle and sideswiped that down, jumped the curb and into the building. So it could have been a different outcome here too, but fortunately that driver was uninjured. There weren't any injuries associated with the building, and those people operating and doing some gaming on the opposite side wall were also uninjured. We've been lucky in the last 24 hours. It could have been significant injuries in either case, but it wasn't.
And much more local news after this break.
Do you have dust streaks around your vents? Gunny's Air Conditioning has the newest and best duct cleaning equipment RotoBrush has to offer. It will brush and vacuum the inside of your ducts while videoing the entire process so you can see the before and after. Gunny's Air Conditioning does all of your indoor air quality needs, duct cleaning and UV lights. So call Gunny's Air Conditioning at 775-727-6800. License number 78175.
At Saida Trudeau, we have a commitment to integrity. We treat you like a neighbor, not a number. We want to earn your friendship, trust, and business for life.
We strive to offer the most competitive pricing, consistently checking nationwide to ensure the best prices.
Life gets busy. Don't add to your stress. Whether you need sales, service, or auto body repair, we're conveniently just minutes away. You can even make an appointment online.
Buying at Saida Trudeau keeps your tax money local for roads, schools, and emergency services. Not to mention, you'll pay a lower sales tax here in Nye County.
We have Nye County's largest inventory and access to thousands more. If we don't have the car, truck, or SUV you're looking for, we will find it for you.
We service all makes and models. Our mechanics are Chrysler and ASE certified, giving you confidence and peace of mind.
Saida Trudeau is the only locally veteran-owned and operated franchise dealership in Nye County. We are proud to call Pahrump home. Come visit us in person or give us a call at 775-455-3435.
Find us online at saidatrudeau.com and like us on Facebook.
Out of nowhere, a crash can happen when you least expect it.
We didn't see it coming.
Not all injuries are apparent at the time of the crash.
Within a matter of seconds, all we heard was two cars colliding together. Took my husband to the hospital. There's more to car accidents and insurance and everything that has to do with them than you understand. So we were referred to Jonathan Nelson because the case was more complicated than we initially thought.
Here at J.K. Nelson, we just want you to concentrate on one thing, getting better. Leave the rest to us. Give us a call today, 727-9900. That's J.K. Nelson Law at 727-9900.
They could help you better than you could ever help yourself, and I would highly recommend J.K. Nelson Law.
Call J.K. Nelson Law at 775-727-9900.
LV.net provides fast, reliable internet at a fair price. We're a locally operated company and have proudly served the city of Las Vegas since 1994. At LV.net, we're your friends and neighbors, so you can be confident that you'll always get the best customer service. Our team is available 24/7, 365. There's no credit checks, no hidden fees, no data caps, and we will never raise your rates. LV.net is your hometown internet service provider. Don't forget, call LV.net at 702-9-MILLION. That's 702-900-0000.
My case with Learn or Enroll was settled quickly and professionally. Every step of the way, I never felt like I was alone, and all of my questions were always answered. If you ever have any case that needs to be settled, call Learn or Enroll.
Learn or Enroll is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
We're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by John Air. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call 775-751-2372.
Welcome back to News 25. A call from a firearms dealer in Tennessee leads Nye County law enforcement to a convicted felon in Beatty who authorities allege was building firearms which are illegal for him to possess. Brad Francis explains how it all went down.
Darwin Wyand of Beatty is under arrest and facing 2 charges, failing to register with law enforcement as a convicted person within 48 hours and manufacturing or assembling firearms without an issued serial number. In early August, the owner of a firearms dealer in Tennessee, which sells firearms parts and ammunition online, called the Nye County Sheriff's Office. The dealer told authorities Wyand had placed an online order for a blank, unfinished receiver for an AK-47 assault rifle. The dealer went on to explain he searched for more information about Wyand online, saying he saw what he described as red flags in the order. The dealer says he was able to find that Wyand had been arrested by the Nye County Sheriff's Office for assault and other crimes, and the dealer was concerned he may be a felon trying to purchase items to build an AK-47 assault rifle. Using information from the purchase receipt, local authorities were able to confirm Wyand had placed the order and that he is a resident at the Heritage Park Apartments in Beatty. The Sheriff's Office also says Wyand is not registered as an ex-felon in Nevada. As part of the investigation, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies executed a search warrant at Wyand's residence. During that search, officers located 2 pistol lowers in the living room, along with several other gun parts. In the arrest report, officers say it appears Wyand was building firearms, which are illegal for him to possess. Wyand was taken into custody and transported to the Nye County Detention Center, where he was booked on the 2 offenses.
Well, as we told you last night, a company called Prairie Fire wants to acquire the Front Sight Firearms Training Institute south of Pahrump. Front Sight filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. Prairie Fire wants to reopen the facility under a new name with a new mission. Front Sight had around 200,000 members, some who paid thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars for lifetime memberships. Right now, it appears they will lose those memberships and all the privileges that went with them. And that's not sitting well with former Front Sight members like Frank Von Landingham. Meanwhile, Las Vegas attorney Keith Greer is working with former members as he prepares to file a class action lawsuit against FrontSight founder Dr. Ignatius Piazza.
From all indications, memberships are null and void. And it really doesn't matter whether you bought one for $50 at a yard sale or paid $100,000 to FrontSight. Everybody on the Titanic's going underwater. You have to remember, we all owned lifetime memberships where all of the training was included in perpetuity. And I won't say for free. I will say prepaid because we already paid. So the free thing's a misnomer. And so as far as the rank and file are concerned, we are losing something we used to really own. We had right of use that was a big deal. And now we're basically offered a coupon to join the new club. So I would say, my advice were I to dispense it to people, and we're not going to use our group to sell or unsell them. But my advice personally would be let's wait and see and ask yourself, is this something I'd want to join? It looks like their deal with Piazza has already been pre-negotiated. This is, I wouldn't call this thing organic, but let's just say it has gotten to a place where I don't think anybody else could step in. They've raised the bar so high that I don't think anybody else could do it right now.
My focus is on protecting the members. We have 200,000 plus FrontSight members. I'm concerned that this bankruptcy is not going to work out well for them. It looks like they may simply lose everything. And that just doesn't sit right when we see Ignatius Piazza diverting tens of millions of dollars away from FrontSight, which should have been used in building the facility out like he promised all of the members that were paying him the money to do so. We want to make sure that the bankruptcy court doesn't let him get off personally for what he's done to all these members. This is going to be a chance for him to, potentially avoid liability to all the members that he's wronged over the years. But we're watching it closely, and we will do our best to make sure he doesn't get away with it. It looks like FrontSight will remain an ongoing concern, a viable business. It will be a different business model, a different business plan. I think that the members are going to get nothing at the end of the day, certainly nowhere near what they're due. So we're watching closely. We are drafting the class action complaint. We intend to go forward with the class action complaint. It's just a matter of seeing when the right time is here during the bankruptcy proceedings. It looks like this is potentially just another way for Piazza to get more money out of FrontSight, which really should go to the members. I mean, it looks like he's pulled in probably in excess of $100 million thus far from FrontSight over the years. I think he published something, they brought in $150–200 million. At this point in time, enough's enough. He needs to stop diverting money away from FrontSight, and the members need to go after him to get the money that he stole. Bottom line, if Ignatius Piazza thinks he's going to be able to run off to Texas and keep his $100+ million that he stole from FrontSight members by lying to them over the course of 20 years, he's wrong. Not going to happen.
All right. Well, if you are a FrontSight member who is interested in joining the class action lawsuit against Dr. Ignatius Piazza, you can contact attorney Keith Greer. That number is 1-800-366-8529. That's 1-800-366-8529. You can also learn more on Facebook, where Frank Von Landingham is created a group focused on helping FrontSight members. Just search for FrontSight Lawsuit. We'll return with more news right after this break.
Norma Jean here with your Pahrump Real Estate Update. We currently have 205 homes on the market, another 384 pending, and 533 have sold so far this year. We have many new starts in the Valley, providing buyers with the opportunity to buy new if new is what you're after. And the forecast still looks promising through the end of the year. Although interest rates are rising, buyers are still able to buy. For more information, call Realty Executives in Action at 775-727-5858.
America is great and Pahrump is awesome. We have room for our furry friends, and when it's time to care for them, we have the best feed store, Shadow Mountain Feed. Who did Siegfried and Roy call on when their dolphin quit eating? Shadow Mountain Feed. They developed a nutrition solution right in their store. From elephants to dogs and everything in between, they have what you need to feed, grow, and show your animals. They have everything except bread. Don't go there for bread. Shadow Mountain Feed, your one-stop care center for your best friends. At 2371 West Bella Vista, call 775-727-5527.
Everyone deserves quality health care, but not everyone can afford it. That's why Silver State Health Services is providing high-quality, cost-effective health care to those who need it the most. Whatever your status, uninsured or underinsured, from babies to seniors, primary care to behavioral health, our mission is to offer everyone access to quality, affordable care. Silver State Health Services, dedicated to building a healthy community. Make your appointment today at silverstatehealth.org.
The hardware store that has it all. Pahrump Rentals and Do It Best Hardware. Quality tools including a massive channel lock product line, plumbing, indoor and outdoor growing supplies, custom hydraulic hoses, custom paint matching, key cutting. And we're more than just hardware. A huge hobby and art department, homeopathic remedies, Myers Natural Cleaning Products, Duke Cannon men's products, gourmet nuts and licorice, local honey and bee pollen, and all kinds of unique gifts. Shop local, everything. If you don't see it, we can get it at Pahrump Rentals and Do It Best Hardware.
Hi, I'm Ron from Shadow Mountain Feed. We have food here for any animal from an aardvark to a zebra. We have hay, and we are getting twice as much bag feed as normal. We're doing everything we can to keep your animals full and safe. We have baby chicks on hand. Call and talk to Patty, and you can special order any breed you like. We do deliveries every day of the week. If you call Patty, you can set up a delivery and have feed delivered right to your building. And please, everybody, be safe out there.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, today, September 21st, is World Alzheimer's Day. Alzheimer's disease can affect people in many different ways, like causing some people to wander. 6 in 10 people living with dementia will wander at least once, with many doing so repeatedly.
I think that oftentimes family members or friends don't bring it up in the medical visit because there are so many other things that they're bringing up. So I think that it's underreported from the family perspective. I also think that maybe as healthcare professionals, we could do a better job of asking if certain behaviors are occurring that could indicate wandering.
Shayna Meyer is an occupational therapist for Cleveland Clinic. She says wandering comes in different forms, including elopement, which means attempting to escape repetitive pacing and becoming lost. In most cases, it can be harmless, but it can lead to more dangerous situations and even result in injury or death. For example, if an individual were to get outside in cold weather, they could get hypothermia, frostbite, or suffer from dehydration. Meyer says there are many things a caretaker or family members can do to help keep their loved one with dementia safe. They could add new locks on the door, install an alarm system, or buy a GPS tracker.
GPS trackers and different things like that, such as Safe Alert, Medic Alert, anything that covers in the home and outside of the home. So that way, if someone were to elope from the home or the environment they're living in, that they can be tracked and returned safely.
Myers adds that it's also important to know a person's usual behavior and telltale signs that they might be getting ready to wander, and of course make sure to express any concerns with their medical provider. There are plenty of resources available.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And of course, we're taking a look outside on that weather cam. Beautiful day outside today. And no clouds in the sky at all in that direction. We're going to have your weather right after this break.
Don't let just anyone detail your car. Trust the meticulous detailers at Express Detail and Auto Spa. We have packages ranging from routine maintenance and upkeep to extensive wheel-off restore to factory new clean. Got a new car or paint job? Don't go to Vegas, we're local. Let us keep it protected from chips and scratches with a premium ceramic coat. We also do paint correction. Have a dirt or pet hair problem? Let us take care of it. We can handle any mess. Bring your car down and give it the makeover it deserves. Give us a call, 775-764-0344, and ask for me, Stephanie.
When you're hurt in a car wreck, this is what the insurance companies want to pay you. This is what we want to get you. Call Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Now handling talcum powder cancer cases.
Thank you for once again voting the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza Best of Pahrump as #1 in vehicle sales and service 4 years in a row. Visit PahrumpCars.com to check out our amazing lineup of Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, along with tons of high-quality pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models. Plus, get your vehicle's value, a free credit score, even get pre-approved. Our goal is finding you the right vehicle and making it the right price. Need your vehicle serviced? PahrumpCars.com has you covered. Click on Service and Parts to schedule an oil change, tune-up, or any repair, big or small. Our ASE and GM trained technicians do it all. While you're there, check out our new accessories page and customize your ride today. All accessories can be shipped directly to you or be sent to the Auto Plaza for easy installation. That's PahrumpCars.com.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Wednesday evening and a beautiful fall weather map as we approach Fall Fest this weekend. Oh, it's going to be so good. But look at this. Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, all in the mid-60s. Carson City, 62 degrees. You're the cool spot in the state today. Congratulations. Out in Tonopah, it was 70. Goldfield followed closely at 71. 82 degrees out in Beatty as the race really heats up. And we head south to Amargosa at 87 degrees. But Las Vegas, he came in first. There you go. Hot Spot Award, Las Vegas, 89 degrees this afternoon. Death Valley, 98 degrees. Downright pleasant in Death Valley. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. 84 degrees. That's our current temperature. We saw as much as 86 a little bit earlier. South-southwesterly winds plaguing and bedeviling us this afternoon to the tune of 15 miles per hour. That was all right. Sun rose this morning at 6:31. I like that part. Sun setting this evening at 6:42. Seems awful early as we approach fall. Low tonight, about 58 degrees, making my pool water might tepid. Not a fan, but as we head on into the week, it's going to be gorgeous. Look at this. Sunshine, 7 days of it, all in a row. Man, the winds pleasantly under 10 miles per hour for most of the next 7 days. Looks like it kicks up a little bit on Wednesday, but those temperatures are starting to kick up too for the Indian summer. We've got the temperatures going to be hovering right around 97 degrees for 3 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Going to be a gorgeous weekend and pretty pleasant coming on here. So it was sliding into fall. We're sliding in a good direction, I think. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Well, you know, remote area medical is coming up, and if you haven't found out about what that is, it is amazing. Free dental, vision, medical, mental health clinic. It's happening Saturday, October 1st, Sunday, October 2nd. It's all happening right there at the Pathways building, right on the Pahrump Valley High School campus. Of course, they're going to be doing everything from dental, vision, medical, mental health, and women's health. If you want to volunteer, of course, you should get in touch with them. For more information, 775-727-9970. You can still volunteer. If you're a medical professional, of course, they can still squeeze you in. You are so needed, and it is such a great thing that Remote Area Medical comes in and does this, and especially Nye Communities Coalition and Ryan Muccio himself putting this on and having this for us every year. You need to line up early, find out more about it. Of course, you can look on our KPVM Facebook page. We are posting about Remote Area Medical. You know, the Pahrump Fall Festival starts tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. right there in Petrick Park. We hope to see you down there. The parade's on Saturday morning, and it's going to be lots of fun. KPVM TV will be, of course, airing that parade. It's going to be on Highway 160 from Dandelion all the way down to Petrarch Park. That starts at 9 a.m. Get there early. And then, of course, all weekend long, the rodeo and carnival. And of course, we have posted all about what's going on with the Pahrump Fall Festival on our Facebook page as well. We want to say a very special happy birthday to our own stringer out there, Eddie O'Brien. He turned 30 today, and Eddie is such a important part of our team here. He goes out and films for us when we are just strapped, and we're just calling him at the last minute notice, asking if he can film for us and if he can take pictures. And he is the one that also puts on the fireworks show every year with Zambelli Fireworks, and he does a great job. And of course, you saw that he helped out over the weekend as a first responder helping out a motorcyclist. So happy birthday, Eddie O'Brien. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.